Hi, welcome to my Stitchy Corner, my little corner of YouTube where I talk about all things cross stitch. This is now the third time I've attempted to record this. It just doesn't quite work each time, so here's hoping third time's a charm. This is my third video and my first normal update video, if you will. Been absolutely taken aback and overwhelmed by the response to my first two Whip Parade videos. Lovely comments, lovely people subscribing. Welcome back to all of you who have subscribed, and thank you so much for doing so. I'm just quite taken aback still that people actually want to listen to me ramble on about my cross stitch project and look at the progress that I've made. Today, as I say, is going to be a fairly standard update video and probably a fairly short one. I've got a stack of 4 projects over here that I've been working on in the 3 weeks, I think it is, since I videoed last. I'd been hoping to come back last week, but that just didn't quite happen for various reasons. So I'm going to talk through the projects that I've worked on, progress that I've made. I'm going to use today for these projects as a bit of a starting point, a bit of a baseline, and then going forward for my updates, hoping to have some stats, some numbers on what I've completed for each of them. So kind of starting from the beginning here today. So I've got 3 projects that I've been working on consistently over the last 3 weeks, and then I've got a 4th project, the result of the poll that I put up on the comments of my second Whip Parade, asking for votes on which project I should focus on over the next few weeks as an additional one in my rotation. I've also got a random and possibly slightly mad plan for a birthday new start, given that I'm turning 50 at the first week of June, but we'll talk about that at the end, along with any brief life update that may come up. So without further ado, let's get into the stitching. That's what you guys are all here for. Like I say, I've got 4 projects that I've been working on consistently. And I will start with the project that I'm working on for my youngest son, my 3-year-old son, for his Christmas stocking. Hoping to get this finished by the end of the year in time to have it made up into a stocking for him. I've made really good progress on it so far this year, but I'm struggling slightly at the moment. It is, just bringing the PDF up here, it is the Enchanted Reindeer stocking. Artwork by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's there. Hoping there's not too much glare on that on the actual photograph. And if I go into the pattern itself on Pattern Keeper, I'm currently at 28.31%, 15,851 stitches completed on it. And as I say, I've made really good progress on it since I started at the beginning of the year. But the confetti and the changing of colours is getting to me slightly at the moment, so I need to get my head back around this. But if you look at that there, it's looking absolutely amazing. If I ignore the confetti and the constant colour changes in the antlers and the reindeer's head, it looks amazing. Let's just get that straight on for you. You see, I'm working in the diagonals. If I come in down here, I finally got a bit of the red for the collar around the reindeer's neck, which, given all the greens and browns, that was an exciting moment to get to that. I currently only need to stitch about 210 stitches a day on it to get it done by the middle of November, which should then give me time to complete it. I just need to get back into a rhythm with it. As I said in one of my Whip Parades, I'm currently not working at the moment. I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays where my eldest is at school and my little one's at nursery, and I've got a bit of time to stitch on it. So it tends to go really well Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday through Monday, it all gets a bit chaotic as I've got the little one at home with me on Fridays and Mondays, and then weekends are busy and all of that kind of thing. But hey, excuses, there we go. Second project I've been working on, far smaller. It's one of the Pattern of the Month series by Stony Creek. It's the family one. I'm not stitching in the Afghan approach there and the banner approach. I am stitching them all individually, and my plan is to complete all 6 of them and put them in a in a photo frame, a combined 6-slot, 6-aperture photo frame. So I'm currently working on the first one, F being Family is Love. Loving this. It's really small. It's a nice antidote after the confetti of the reindeer. Let's pop this out of its cuse now, out of its nerd frame, so I can show you the full thing. There's not much else to see, but I'll show you the lot. Apologies for the creases. I do not iron until I've finished. I don't like ironing. I'll do it once at the end. But that's where I've got to so far on that. Absolutely loving it. I don't know if you can see if I go in really close. I'm not sure it's showing up. The yellow of the butterflies has got some yellow gliss and gloss thread in there, which is making it beautifully sparkly. It's not something I massively enjoy stitching with, but it's worth it for the sparkle and the glitter on it. So that's that one. That's my Family, and my plan is to finish that and then to move on to A, and to finish that and move on to M, and then, as I say, put them in a 6-aperture frame or a 7-aperture frame and have the 6 patterns in there, and then maybe a photograph of the 4 of us in the 7th one. Don't know, various plans around that, but obviously I'm a long way away from doing that. My third project that I'm focusing on at the moment, again, started earlier this year, and I'm loving it, despite the fact that I've had to kick the frog out of the house this morning, because apparently I can't count to 21 effectively, but never mind. It's Peace on Earth sampler by Lila's Studio. Not sure which way that goes. Started this earlier this year. As I say, absolutely in love with it. This is currently at just shy of 42%, I think, when I looked at it this morning. Again, I'll take it off the nerd frame. I'm going to have to get this back, move this back in frame a bit for you, but that is the Peace on Earth sampler. So far, as you can see, I've gone along the top row of pages, and then I've come down to what is page 8, I believe. Just finishing this. If I fold this up, just been working this morning on this motif here, and this stretch down here has all been pulled out and restitched, because yeah, I can't count down that number of stitches apparently. But it's absolutely lovely. I'm not really a sampler stitcher. It's not the kind of stitching I normally go for, but in love with this, and just, yeah, really enjoying it. My plan initially was to try and have it finished for the first week of June, to have a birthday finish rather than a birthday start. But again, as I say, 3 days during the week I get good progress, and then it all goes a bit shaky over the weekend when family life takes over and rightly takes priority, and everything that goes with that. So according to Markup RXP, I'm currently running at an early July finish for it, and that will probably slip again, but it's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm not bothered. And then last but not least is the project that I've decided to pick up and focus on for a specific number of stitches, and I have now decided I think that number is going to be 5,000. I asked in the second part of my whip parade, I spun the wheel twice, and it gave me two options, and I asked people to comment and vote on which one. So the two options it gave me Deer Creek Stocking, again charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Donna Gelsinger, and it also gave me Elephant Bliss, which is a Gecko Rouge kit, artwork by Sophie Bliss Kilpatrick. And Elephant Bliss won, so this is the project I will be working on to get a 5,000 stitches into it. It's this one, absolutely gorgeous. Again, a bit of a sucker for punishment for somebody like me who loves stitching bright colours, bright strong colours. Alongside Enchanted Reindeer, this is a lot of browns and a lot of black and everything that goes with that. So I'm currently debating how I'm actually going to stitch this, but it's beautiful. And my eldest son, who's 11 and loves elephants, has already staked a claim to it, so I'm gonna have to stitch it. Gonna have to battle through all the colours for him for that. And that's my progress so far. So centre start on that. I don't tend to start in the centre on full coverages. I'm not sure why I did on this one, to be honest. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't, because if you look at it, if I'd started top left as I normally do, I'd have got into some greens and I've had a bit more colour variety. Whereas as it is, I'm going to have to try and work my way out to one of the corners to get some colour. I'm probably going to come down to the bottom and then work across to the left corner, which would get me some greens and the bright yellow flower down here eventually. So I'm probably going to come down here to the bottom and then come across. So that's my plan at the moment, but obviously that's a way away. There's a lot of stitches in here. This is, as most of my full coverages are these days, this is 20 count Lugana even weave stitched 2 over 1/10 stitch. Do have an interesting thought on the fabric that I'm using to stitch. I have recently bought a new pair of glasses. They're varifocals, which I'm starting to get used to. They're giving me a bit of a challenge, and it's one of the reasons I didn't record last week, because I didn't know where I was looking and what I was doing, and everything was a bit weird. But my prescription has changed, and I've realised I wish I changed my glasses years ago, because suddenly I can see the fabric and everything so much clearer. I can see the complexion's not the right word, but kind of the makeup of the threads, everything. It's been a little bit of a game changer in that respect, and I'm suddenly wondering on whether 28 count over 1 would be an option for me to stitch on. So I've got an old piece of scrap 28 count fabric, and I'm going to stitch on that, do some 2 over 1/10 on that in the next couple of weeks and see how that goes. And that is everything that I've worked on in the last 3 weeks. So as I say, fairly short and sweet, but I'm trying to really focus and drill down on key projects at the moment and not give myself too many new starts until I finish things. I say too many new starts because I have had what is probably an absolutely insane idea. Well, it's not insane, just a bit different, bit of a different idea for a birthday start for beginning of June, and that is to start a full coverage. Yeah, I know I don't need any more, but hey, you only turn 50 once, and it would be ideally, I think, my last big full coverage start for quite some time. But what I'm thinking, and where the slightly mad idea comes in, having seen a few videos pop up recently from Andrew, the runner stitcher, looks like he's doing a mystery stitch where he started a project, but he's not actually told anybody what it was. And because I'm a bit mad, that struck me as quite a fun idea. So I'm currently pondering on what that chart might be. Basically doing a new start and showing it to you guys every month, or however often I end up stitching, giving you the opportunity to sort of say, yeah, I think it's this project, or this, that and the other, or just watch and enjoy the progress with me. So not sure, haven't decided what that project's going to be. Say it's the 12th of May, I've got a bit of time to decide, and it's also going to possibly be my first proper attempt on 28 count over 1, if I can get my head around that, and if it actually does work for me in the next couple of weeks. So that's a plan, maybe for later in the year. I think that's pretty much it. I've not been shopping. I've not got any haul, because I'm really trying to cut back. As I say, I'm not working at the moment. I need to use what I've got. So the only stuff I bought recently is replacement DMC threads for colours that I need. Nothing else apart from that. So that's all the stitching. If that's all you're here for, thank you so much for coming back. If you like what you're seeing, please hit like, hit the subscribe button, do all the things. I will get better at responding to comments on the videos. I appreciate I've not been particularly good on that, but I really am. I'm reading them and I'm loving the comments and the input that I'm getting from all of you. So thank you for that. Little bit of a life update. Not much to report. Life is busy. Family life. Summer here now. Coming into summer here now in the UK, and cricket season, which is the main sport that my 11-year-old plays. So we've got scheduled matches throughout throughout the weekends, and random threat friendlies coming up and all of that kind of thing, which again is impacting on my stitching time, but all well and good. He loves it, he's good at it, so long may that continue. It's end of year 6 test week here in the UK, SATs, so he's doing that as well, so we're getting much grumbling at the end of the day about how boring tests are and how tedious it is and how he just wishes they were all over. So did his first set yesterday and he's got tests again today, tomorrow and Thursday, so we're 50% through at the end of today, which will be a little bit of a milestone for him. And then we're heading out for tapas on Thursday night as a well done for him getting through that. So that's exciting. That'll be nice. And then we've got 1 week after that, and then it's end of May, half term, which is a week off for him, and the week's holiday for him at the end of the month. Other than that, not much to report. So I say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me in my tiny little corner of the YouTube Flosstube world. Not exactly sure what my filming schedule is going to be. I'm going to try and make it that it's at least once a month. Probably not going to be much more frequent than that, because I'm not working on a huge number of projects, and I feel like I need to give a bit of time so that I've got good progress to show you all. So it'll probably be every 3 to 4 weeks, but we'll see how that goes. Any comments, any thoughts, pop them below. Be delighted to, as I say, get my act together and start responding to comments. But in the meantime, enjoy your stitching, stay well, and speak to you next time. Thank you.